This is Sam Create the Heart, and I'm really excited to do a little unboxing with you guys today. So today I'm going to be sharing what is in my class kit for the Create and Connect Pinkfresh Studio virtual card making event. So I believe this one is called Techniques for Card Makers. So there's some really fun things we're going to be doing, and I'm also really excited about the kit because while there are some florals, there are some non-florals and also some other interesting things in here, which I'm excited about. So I'll give you a little sneak peek. So one of the things we get is we get a really beautiful color book that tells us the event schedule, and then there are the homework. It tells me what colors of Pinkfresh Studio inks and that are being used, and it gives me the homework. So if I want to do some prep ahead of time, I can do that. And so it just has all of that, and then it has the like make and takes and the cards themselves. So if you want to follow along, you could do that. So the book is really great. And then we have our kit. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull everything out of the box. I like to keep everything, you know, in the box until the event, and then I toss the box because, you know, that way I keep everything together. And then if I do the homework or anything like that, then I can put that in the box as well. So that's kind of how I do it. So this says this is class 1. It's called Dimensional Cards with a Twist, the Shelf Edit. And so in this one we get a stamp, a die, let's see, a stamp, a die, a stencil, and then there's a special die in here. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So here it is. And so here is the stamp set. And basically the idea is these are items that you would put on a shelf. So this is kind of what it looks like. And then it coordinates with the die and the stencil. And then we also get this shadow box frame, which is super exciting. So the stencil, here is the die, and the die also cuts out the big sentiments. So very grateful and love you more. It doesn't cut out the little one, but it cuts out the big ones. And then here is the shadow box die. And then there is, I believe, a QR code. I think it's in our book. I'll have to look and see. I think it's in our book on how to put together the shadow box die. So that's really fun. And this kit is worth, I think, a lot of money because just of that shadow box die alone. And I want to say this costs $243, I think. I want to say that's about how much it is, around that price. And then in the US it's free shipping. So that's card kit 1. And then this is the essentials. I'll do that one at the end. Here is class 2, which is called The Art of Interactive Cards, Movement, Layers, and Magic. So this one is a hot air balloon with some really nice sentiments. I like that the sentiments are a little bit different because I have a ton of friendship sentiments. It's kind of nice to have just some different generic ones. So that's great. And then this is kind of what it looks like so you get an idea. And then here is the stencil. What I love about this stencil is it not only stencils your hot air balloon, but it stencils a background for your hot air balloon. So, and then that background can be used on all kinds of different things. So, and then the die cuts out 1, 2, 3, it cuts out all the sentiments. So that's really nice. And then this one is a 3D pop-up element. So we'll get to use this pop-up die in our class. So that's really fun. And, I mean, it's hard for me to say this is the best kit ever because I really liked the kit from last class that we did, the last retreat. So, excuse me, it's up there. And this one is called, excuse my voice, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Inked and Elevated, Mastering Die Cuts with Depth. So we're going to be doing some inking with this class. And so I love this. This is a floral one, but it's got like a bouquet wrap, which I think is really cool. I have a wrap die from Honeybee Stamps, and I love it. I think it's so easy to use, and this one is really fun. I can't wait to kind of see how that one goes together. But so here this is, and it's great. So that's what it looks like. And so we get it's a stencil and die. So no stamp, which I really love this. They have these on special right now, I think, something like this. I'm glad I didn't buy any of the special dies are out, because I got this one. And so this one is just a stencil, and then the die cuts out everything, and it will make all the little textured dies, so it's great. And then there is a stencil that goes with the wrap, and then a stencil for the die, for the floral die. So that one is just great. Like I said, they give you a lot of value in these kits. Okay, so there's that one. And then class number 4 is Fun Folds and Good Vibes. Clear layers, color, and texture. And of course, I love this one because it's a little bit of a book theme. So I think that's really cute. Let me show you what is in this one. And so here this is, and it makes this fun book with a little teacup and the bird. It says, take time to unwind, wishing you a storybook birthday. Your story is beautiful. Here's to you in your next great chapter. Here's to new leaves and new chapters. So great sentiments. We get the die, and then there's the stencil. You can get an idea of what that looks like. And I saw kind of the projects in the little book. I didn't look too carefully in it. I like it to be somewhat of a surprise a little bit. But we're going to be doing some fun projects with that. So I'm excited about that one. And then number 5, now number 6, class number 6 is a Jennifer McGuire class. And so there isn't a kit for that. She basically uses the kit and kind of combines products from what we got in the kit to do some projects. So this one is called Chrysanthemum Bloom. So we get a rubber stamp. This is what it looks like. And we get the die. It's a 1-piece die. And then we get the stencil to do the stenciling. And I think that's going to be really fun to use. And so lastly, I'll get into the things that we got as our essentials. So these are things that can go with anything and that will be used, throughout the virtual retreat. The different designers will use parts of what's in here. So this one is called Tiny Words. And so these are going to be used throughout. I think it's mostly, it's hard to say, but there are some book ones on here. So I think these might be used on the shelf, maybe on the book spines. We'll see. So that one's fun. And then we get this one, which is sort of a general stamp, sentiment stamp. And then we get the die that goes with that. And then we always get some sort of a layering die. So this one is called Nested Beaded Frames. So you could make a frame using the 2 sizes, or you can use it alone as a, as a mat. So gives you some ideas of how that looks. So that should be fun. These are usually one of the things I like to cut in advance because it's not fun to cut this out and figure it out at the last minute. But that's fun. I love this. This is the Quilted Hearts cover plate that we got as part of the kit. And then we got this heat resistant acetate. So we're going to be doing some acetate projects. So really fun. I'm really excited about these classes. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do them on the day of. I would love to, but a lot of times what happens is I do these, afterwards so I can watch the replay. I kind of like watching the replay, but that's just me. So anyway, those are my projects, my project kit, and I'm really, really excited about it. Hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy Crave the Heart.